Nobody's gay.
Oh, yes. Tory is eating without microphone. I can't talk because I've been home, Tory, all day. Haven't left the house since I dropped little baby Sar off at work. And I popped on with about 58 seconds to go before the show was supposed to go live. But I've been in my bag. I've been cleaning before we leave for Key West tonight. I carpet cleaned the carpets. I steam cleaned the kitchen. I think I'm a cleaner on the low. Like I clean. I don't like just straighten. I'm a deep cleaner, dog. What about you? What about you? Your place always seems tidy.
Well, I'm packing right now, so it's not like as neat as it could be.
Okay. Why haven't we as a group, myself, colleagues, because colleagues, I have not been up to Tory's place. I have been there to pick you up several times like a Lyft driver, but never been invited up. Do you want to talk about the last time that when I dropped you off from the holiday party and Sar made me call and apologize for what I did?
Tell the people.
I don't think that the colleagues have to understand. I have a very dark sense of humor. And I think it's darker than when I'm on stage. And dark humor it has to be in a really vulnerable moment. That's the only time it really hits is when like somebody doesn't have their hands up. You ever seen somebody get sucker punched in middle school and they're holding a tray at the cabinet? It's just worse because stuff goes flying. That's well, Tory, and I feel so bad. I feel so bad even saying this. Tory was getting out of our back seat and she just goes, I can't, Tory, I can't even, the colleagues are going to hate me. I can't. I hope that you have to understand how close you have to feel to somebody in how our relationship. Okay. So Tory's getting out of the back seat and Tory goes, if I feel so bad. Tory goes, guys, I just want to let you know that at my lowest points, I've seen you guys as two of my closest friends. And thank you for always being there for me. I'll never forget it. And Tory, what did I say?
Get out.
Look at the lose the show. They're gonna hate me.
It was like supremely painful.
Sar looked at me in a way that she's never looked at me before or after. And normally I'm like, baby, we're friends. And then I was like, oh, maybe I definitely crossed the line. But you cannot get laughs like that unless you got to go for it. Tory knows that I would lay down and die for her. I've talked to you more than probably anybody I've ever talked to my whole life. And so Sar we got to the top of your street and like usually Sar will, even in my meanest jokes, Sar will eventually, but like she was like, you do not touch her, Tory. You don't do it. And there's a look that your partner can give you where whatever they say to do next. And I was like, should I call her? She's like, yes. And I called and you were like, okay. And I was because then I was feeling bad, but I had to go, like all my horrible comic instincts were like, she's at the cliff's edge with her back turned. You got to see what happens.
Oh man. And I do have to let you guys know I laughed very, very hard. And when he did call to apologize, it was absolutely not worth it. Necessary. I mean, that is our total type of humor, but like, yeah.
I mean, that was if I had it to do again, I don't know if I'd do that. We will laugh about that years later, but that was the edge. I mean, right now, like here's the silver lining to that. There is nothing that you could do to me that wouldn't be warranted now.
Exactly.
So you have a free shot for the next 50 years when I'm at my most vulnerable. I'll tell you one of those that maybe I've told the story on the show before, but my first time auditioning for the Montreal Comedy Festival, especially when I was early in my career, Tory, it was a big deal, girl. It was like
that's huge. That's a great.
And it's weird because I just missed the golden age of the Montreal Comedy Festival, where if you went there and you had a hot five about like, I'm a Jewish girl, my dad's a lawyer, my mom's in a wheelchair. Like if you had a dope like they would have the Tory show, you would get a $500,000 holding deal. I
Yeah,
know
it was
people
big.
just to not work, they would give you a holding deal just so you didn't work for other networks. They just
Right.
give you $500,000.
It was like a
So
funnel.
yeah, it was a funnel, and this is a huge deal. So I go up. I have a great set, but I went a little bit under my time. I think I did like 4 minutes and 40 seconds. You're supposed to do 5 minutes, and I did not get Montreal. And I was shattered at the Stand Up New York on 78th and Broadway. And I was sitting at the end of the bar, and one of my best comedy friends, Joe DeRosa, comes over and he puts his arm around me and he goes, "Dude, I just heard you didn't make it." He was like, if you look to your right, that guy at the end of the bar, he runs this festival called the Montreal Comedy Festival. You should really try and do it next year. And it was just it was so funny because like I knew who the guy was. He clearly had just not picked me. He was like, "See that guy over there? That's the guy that did it." And it was so hurtful and made me laugh so much. It just like made me get out of my head. But that being said, what I said was inexcusable. Tory,
It was great.
where are you getting? You're getting ready to go back East Coast?
So I'm going to Florida for
We're
like
gonna be close.
yeah, we are going to be close. So I'm going to be in like Florida for like a week, and then I'm going to DC for New Year's, and we're going to go see
That should be
Guys and
great.
Dolls. I'm so excited. And we're going to see a couple movies. We're going to see Marty Supreme, because Jews go to the movies, by the way, for Christmas and have
That's what
Chinese
is
food.
it Chinese food? Okay, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
is that not a stereotype, but is that like something that I've heard, or is that a thing?
No, that's been my
Okay.
Christmas as a little Jewish girl for a long time.
What do you
And it's
what do you
big.
guys order?
Well, we usually do the Peking duck, and then we'll
Mhm.
do I really like mushu chicken if I can grab it. Some wonton, maybe a poo-poo platter if we're interested. So
Gotcha.
I don't know.
No,
So
that's
the only
great.
two things that are open are Chinese food and movie theaters. That's why it all started. And so I'll be doing that probably in Florida, and then going to New Year's. And then and then my birthday comes up the next week. So
Yay.
yeah.
Can I ask why? Is it just like that? It doesn't seem like people of the Jewish faith care or not if they celebrate Christmas. Like it's that like if Sar came home and there was a Christmas tree, I don't think she'd say anything. Like it seems like you guys can like take or leave Christmas. Like you can fully celebrate it if the person you're with or the people you're with are celebrating it, or not think about it for 5 years.
Yes, and, like, my mom didn't want me to get, like, a Christmas tree, because I always wanted a Christmas tree, like, for myself when I was single, and just had my own apartment, and that would have crossed a line. But I think this generation, like my generation and SAR's generation, I think, truly it's more, like, flowy, go with the flow, have the decorations for sure. So, I don't know, that's, we're also gonna see a movie I thought you guys would know. Marty Supreme and
Marty Supreme by A24 Studios, which I'm excited about. Yes.
yeah, Timothy Chalamet.
And
So yeah.
Julia's saying A Christmas Story ending. When you said Peking duck, it made me think about that scene when remember his wife burns the turkey and they go to the Chinese place and the duck comes out with a head on it. And the dad goes, "It's looking at me." And the owner just chops its neck off with a butcher knife. And he said, "Good. All right." It's such a great movie. Shout out Christmas Story, filmed in Cleveland, Ohio. That's what's up. Um,
Fragile.
yes, it's
Yeah, we
it
have a
says
Hanukkah. I had a
fragile.
Hanukkah bush. Yeah, I had a Hanukkah bush too. So it's like a
That sounds
little.
like another term where you just tell your friends, like, "Are you attracted to one?" Well,
No, it's just
I
like a.
I tend to gravitate towards Hanukkah bush.
Ah, it's like a little Christmas tree. I mean, when my mom would get us like Jewish ornaments for Christmas tree. So very like it would be dreidels, you know what I mean? Like as the ornament, so that the
Right.
Jewish faith was like there, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. All right. Well, yes. And Tori, as we're talking, we're going to get into our main story. I see that our colleagues, it's weird. Every day there's a decision about whether they're going to be in the horizontal or vertical
I know.
chat.
Yes.
And you know what? I do think eventually we should start to document this and like watch the flow and where like see like where it's going to actually end up. Because I don't know. I think it's interesting to have the back and forth. It seems like it changes daily, which is I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, me neither.
All right.
Are you a top or a bottom?
Yeah, I mean that's kind of some of us are fluid, you know. All right, Tori. Well, let's get into it because we're going to go into the holidays. The only way that this administration knows how to send us there, and that is disgusted and shocked that we live in this country. Let's go. All right, Tori. I don't see it on our. Oh, here it is. The another group of a batch of Epstein photos, videos, documents dropped. We have actual letters. There's a letter from Epstein to disgraced former Olympic doctor Larry Nassar, who was in jail, which just does confirm that when they say pedophile rings, these people know each other.
Yep.
And Tori, can you read what that says?
Yeah, so it's Dear LN. I have taken the short route home. Now he puts that in quotations, which I don't get, but short route
What do you
makes
think
me
that means?
thinks of someone young and short. That's what I thought.
Oh.
Like the short young route. Yeah. Anyway, this is where I am. Good luck. We shared one thing, our love and caring for young ladies and the hope they'd reach their full potential. I want to throw up. Our president also shares our love of young.
I didn't even see that when we did the story, Tori. I did not. Maybe that makes me poor at my job. I've read this. I didn't see that last part. Okay, say it again.
Wait, it keeps going. Our president also shares our love of young, nubile, which is like prepubescent, sort of nymph-like girls. When a young beauty walked by, he loved to quote grab snatch. Oh, grab snatch.
Yeah.
When we ended up snatching grub in the mess halls of the system, life is unfair. Yours, J. Epstein. This is to Larry Nassar about our president.
A couple things that really rang out. Thank you, MD, for getting that up so quick. One with the grab, you know what? Doesn't that make you think of Access Hollywood?
That's all I thought was.
Doesn't that make you think of Access Hollywood?
Grab them when I want it. Totally. That's all I thought.
Yeah. And also the fact of, don't forget, President Trump had himself a card that he originally said was faked. His contained his artwork. But remember how creepy it was? We both have secrets. We both have things we like and will never tell anybody. They are so gross. It shows that this is a cabal of people that know each other. They probably, because you have mutual shared interest to continue this behavior and figure out where you can do it without being caught. And it just shows you that what I've always been scared of is becoming more and more apparent. I think it's easier for our brains and easier for all of us as colleagues to navigate the world when you go out and you're standing in line and there's two people in front of you and two people after you, and you just kind of don't think about it, but you're like, statistically, it seems like everywhere you go, there's people that are into this. I did not know that. This has come to me later in my adult life, but when I look at everything as totality, rather than like the way they try and do it with spotlight, like putting a flashlight in a dark room and then turning it off. You'd like put the flashlight on, there's the Catholic Church, and you turn it off. And then it's the Boy Scouts, 85,000 accusations, and you turn it off. Then it's Larry Nassar, then you turn it off. But there is a bigger thing here. We just can't see the whole room, but this has been going on, and seemingly nothing really happens. Larry Nassar was accused a couple hundred times before anything happened.
It was like 196 girls had come forward, girls, yeah.
Yeah, and Olympians as well. And like not that makes it their assault any different, because we are all human beings and should not have our humanity assaulted like that. But I'm saying that their words should have also had almost carried more weight, because when you have a gold medal around your neck, you would think more people would be like, hey, this Olympian saying that there's a problem with something.
Now imagine you're just
nothing.
Now imagine you're in some place and you're not even an Olympian and you're trying to tell someone that someone of power is doing this to you. Now imagine even that. I mean, that's how low they didn't believe 196 of those girls. Michael Dean does want to speak really quick. So I just want to let him come in. He has something to say.
So I don't know. I was checking out Twitter and I feel weird sharing this because I checked it out, but apparently the government used Adobe to redact these files. And I just went on justice.gov and looked at one of the court filings, and you can copy and paste the text from it with the redactions and paste it into Word. And guess what?
And the redactions are gone?
Yeah. Anyways, I just wanted to share. I mean, I wouldn't believe it unless I just did it.
Wow. Well,
what do you want from me, Tory?
I don't know.
I know we're supposed to talk right now, but I said this one time on stage, and I was like, clearly the bad guys won, but I thought they'd look a little bit better. You know, Kash Patel looks like a psycho.
Did you see him in that chair? There's a really funny picture of him with his legs.
But just like, I thought they'd be like, when you watch movies, the bad guys are so sophisticated.
No,
like,
no,
like
no,
I always say, like but like, no, if you watch like Die Hard.
Oh, no, I agree with you.
Yeah.
No,
like,
I agree with you.
And like our guys are like,
yeah.
They like edited the Epstein tape, but like didn't understand metadata, could be read. They don't understand. They're so bad at Tory, I need you to talk. I just don't. I mean, just think about this. If we know this, some internet sleuths are already all over this.
I mean, I'm reading the chat. All of you guys are saying we saw this earlier. This is something on Blue Sky that I saw that happen. I mean, I'm not surprised. Let me just say I'm not surprised that there would be a way to find it. I didn't know it would be just cut and paste, into
I mean, but wouldn't that be the thing that took this administration down?
I mean, it's like it's like Watergate, like with the flashlight.
Yeah, I mean, but like if you think about like when they have to take down the mob, like you're like, wow, they had, the rooms were bugged and they had people deep undercover for 3 years, all these kinds of things. And this administration, the first icon that comes standard on your computer, that standard on TikTok, for the love of God. These guys are so bad. I can't believe you guys are real people. I truly cannot believe, and it's like, I don't want to get sidetracked, but Kristi Noem is looks like she's on her way out, and just all the things.
And mark my words, Patel in my mind is on his way out. That's the gossip in DC.
Oh, I could definitely see that, boo-boo. Well, let's talk about this real quick because this is kind of adjacent to the story we're currently talking about. Tory, do you like hip hop?
Do I?
Who's your favorite female rapper besides Nicki Minaj?
Oh, anyone.
You know how you're getting older? First of all,
Rihanna.
As I look at myself, Rihanna's not a rapper.
She raps.
Yeah, some people have rapped before. The 85 Bears had a rap song. That doesn't make them rappers.
The hustle.
Yeah, Super Bowl shuffle. Yeah. But what really ages you is you remember people as they came into your life, even if they're celebrities you never met, and where they are currently, and that kind of gives you a way to mark time. And I remember hearing Nicki Minaj on mixtapes and seeing her with a young Lil Wayne with Young Money. And then I saw her recently, Tory, and she was on stage at AmericaFest, and I have a screenshot of this. Should we get to the fact that they crashed Grindr, or we'll do that after?
No, they did.
Yeah. I'll add this while Tory, why don't you talk about us looking at her at AmericaFest and Tory, show the respect that you should to a grieving widow who is on a book tour.
I know. I was thinking about that too. Like, imagine her children who are mourning their dad, and she's on a book tour.
I mean, she hasn't been around them kids. Tory, the thing that always gets me is I can't stop thinking about Marcella. And like, there are so many noble people in this world that the idea of even being out promoting a political agenda, saying we're going to build a red wall, an election wall now, when your husband hasn't been dead 3 months.
No, it's very strange ambiance and energy that she's giving off. And then Nicki Minaj made a surprise appearance and moderated while touting the beauty and amazing things that this president has done. Nicki does need someone pardoned in her life.
Yes.
And
who would that be, Tortor?
Is that her partner? Is that her husband?
Yes. Yes.
So
I think it needed to be clarified because it was her husband who was accused of SA, and he and the person he was accused of SAing were the same age. He was accused of SAing just a young person, even though he was young himself. Then I believe he was convicted of manslaughter. He's got quite the rap sheet, and apparently, I guess they were doing a show, and they were sued by some security agents overseas. Nicki Minaj got into this verbal disagreement with him, and her partner broke his jaw. He is a violent, scary person. So, Tory, what do you think her motivations were to join old Eric on stage, boo?
I think she needs money and she wants someone pardoned.
Yeah. Well, what I was looking.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
No,
I was looking into it, and it a lot of her partner's crimes were state crimes. Yeah. So there was only one, the one in California, which is a federal crime, which is what President T could help her with, but the other ones he could not.
Actually, Al, he is trying to now pardon people on state law, and people are going to the judicial system for it. But yeah, I agree. I think she is asking for favors and help, and I think in whatever way she can. But I think this is such a bad look. I don't understand it for her gay fans, for herself.
She has a very large LGBTQ plus fan base.
And I don't get the idea of the immigrant being like the height of his second term. Al is like, show me your papers. That's like ICE. It's right. And for her to have, it really makes me think, wow, her motive and greed are that high that she would just take her brand and trash it. Because I just can't imagine all the fans that have been with her for so long. And isn't it like they call it like, what is it if you're a fan of Nicki? Is it like Barbie? You're a Barbie? You're
a Barbie, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I think the Barbs.
Yeah. So someone said like Guten Tag says like she's pulling a Kanye. And then Nicki doesn't consider the fallout. I just don't see the long game in this. What do you think?
I mean, it was
the Barbs.
strange.
The
Barbs, yeah.
Okay,
so no, I mean, it's just because I believe in Michael Dean. Please fact check this, but I'm 99% sure she's an immigrant. She's not a U.S. citizen herself, right?
Right. That's what I'm like so shocked by.
Right. But I mean, we shouldn't be shocked because, Tory, this is the playbook. It's like when you think about football, you have a running back, but you have a fullback in front of them. And that fullback's job isn't to get the ball and run with it. That fullback is supposed to run through the hole and knock down anybody that might tackle your running back. And I think what the Republican Party does is they use whatever group of people they're going to go after, they have one of their own to attack. So when you think about a Vivek Ramaswamy who went after immigrants, you think about the way Clarence Thomas has adjudicated some things very, very strangely. There's a lot of, and I guess it kind of ties into what we're going to get into next, perceived closeted gay men who have done nothing but vote against LGBT Q plus rights their entire careers, even though there have been allegations against Lindsey Graham and others. And let's just get to it, because this is now a pattern. This is such a pattern that when I found out what city that AmericaFest was in, the first thing was like, let me not go to a biased source. Let me go to AI. AI doesn't care. AI don't care about friends from work. It's just going to give me the facts. And here's what AI said. And Michael Dean, if you're going to put us to the side, I pulled the article up. Hopefully, we can
by the way, Nicki Minaj was born Onika Tanya. She is an immigrant. Mirage, having moved from the U.S. from Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you. Thanks, Michael Dean.
Okay, and I'll read this because some of it's cut off, but I did want people to see that I did look it up. But at the top of the article, it says, we're pulling it up, Al. It's happening. All right. Okay. All right. It says, yes, this is an AI overview. Yes, Grindr experienced reports of localized service issues or crashes in the Phoenix area during the Charlie Kirk Memorial, and more recently in December 2025, another political gathering, AmericaFest, stemming from the technical strain due to the massive user spikes through Grindr attributed to the normal server load. This is also kind of hot as I'm reading it. These are not viral rumors that are just linked to conservative crowds. So yeah, that's it. Does it not make sense, Tory, that a lot of the people attacking their own go after them with a viciousness that only they could, as we see with Nicki, as we see with these closeted legislators?
You know what we call them? Sometimes you see like a Jewish person, we call them like a self-loathing Jewish person. Self-loathing. There's like this weird sort of like, I reject myself, like a Candace Owens. I mean, there's just a lot of people.
No, Candace Owens, definitely.
You know,
absolutely.
Yeah.
That was who I was thinking about. Yeah.
Yeah, like they just reject themselves so hard and so aggressively that there's questions about, is there shame in the truth about them that is giving them this amount of anger? So it's not a surprise to me. The gay scene in DC is also very poppin'. As I've heard as this administration has come in, there's a DuPont Circle area that's just, it's where everybody knows the secrets because they're all going to certain clubs and stuff. And DC is a small little district that I'm from.
Yeah. I mean, as I just go down the list of people in my head, there was Matt Schlapp that was accused of assaulting a staffer, and that settled out of court. All of these cases come and go, Tory, but it doesn't seem like it affects their base that purports to be extremely Christian, and you would think would react very hostilely to it, but they don't. What do you think that is?
First of all, I think, and this is going to sound like I'm minimizing the issues, and I'm not at all, but in my mind, the gay issue that people had with marriage and don't ask, don't tell, and all of that
By the way, the gay issue sounds like something to be on Elle magazine.
Yeah.
Like for Pride Month, the gay issue.
Yay. No, it's the agenda of like going after the gays has, in my mind, turned a corner and is not A, popular, or B, many of his supporters are extremely out, including Peter Thiel, who you could question about being self-loathing. But
well, he was outed. And I think that's really what catalyzed him into the monster that he's become, is when he was outed by Gawker, which he then got rid of.
Yeah, he just eliminated.
Yeah, he got Gawker. Do you guys remember Gawker, the website, and how that's gone now?
Yeah.
Looking at how that happened, he used Hulk Hogan as a conduit to get rid of Gawker. But yeah, Tory, I think what you're saying is quite interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. And so in my mind, that has been closed, that issue. And I think that they, in this administration, in this term, have been about the trans issues and the trans athletes and the trans this. So that's become, there's always an issue, like a black and
Tory,
white marriage.
They had to, there's 4s of 5s of trans issues.
Right. There's
these trans athletes. Like,
there's more pictures of Donald Trump with Jeffrey Epstein than there are trans athletes in college right now.
I also heard this. Did you hear the stat that it's 10 times more likely that the ICE agent arresting the immigrant has a criminal record than the immigrant themselves?
Absolutely. I think that's so, so true. I also want to just say that Pretty Brown Mimi, I totally agree with you. She wrote, I think Nicki screws on the downside. I said this earlier. I think she did it for a nice check and a pardon for her husband. I said she needs a pardon and she wants money. Those are the two things I did. And she just sacrificed her whole fan base for it.
Yeah. I mean, you kind of see this with fading athletes. I mean, it's hard to understand how famous he's a laughingstock now. But one of the things I remember when I watched the OJ documentary is I think it was actually good for people to be reminded about how famous he was.
Mm-hmm.
You can be somebody like, I know who Mr. Beast is, but who gives an effing S? You know, he's a what? What does he know? He doesn't have any appreciable skill. OJ was beloved by it was almost like he was a real life like religious figure almost in the way that he was
or like superhero.
For his football prowess. And Herschel Walker was not far behind that. So if you think about the downturn that his name took and the risk that I don't know if he's bright enough, no shade, to even know what he's really doing. I don't know what's really going on up there. But we do see this with these athletes and these entertainers later in life where they need a check.
Oh, this is a check. This is a money grab. I mean,
Yeah.
you don't. Yeah, this is a money grab. I mean, it's silly. I mean, then people are bringing up Kanye. It's a really great point. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what that was for. If it was for power only, I don't know. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but you could argue that Kanye was maybe not in his prime, but towards the tail end of his prime. He wasn't in his like 70s.
Well, neither is
or
Nicki
60s.
Minaj. It's like I don't think.
Yeah, but Nicki. Yeah, that's a good point. I would say that Kanye
Nicki's
was more
out,
culturally relevant than Nicki at the time that Kanye did that. Kanye was still pretty. It was back where if he dropped an album, both you and I would have gone and gotten it separately before we even saw each other. He was still
true.
culturally relevant.
Yeah, I agree.
I think Nicki had a solid, strong fan base.
No,
but
I
don't know if
she's
she's as big as. You think she's still relevant musically?
Yeah, I do.
Interesting. I mean, I don't think she's irrelevant. I'm not going to argue that.
And not only that, really quick, she's also known to be like very honest and like on the mic, she like calls out people that she has beef with and like she makes it very plain and people like trust people like that. So for her to then be this like legit, credible singer, rapper, hip hop artist to like kowtowing to, as an immigrant, it's shocking to me that she would go there. But
and I think that that's something we've talked about time and time again on this show is just like I have obviously friends that are first generation immigrants and they'd be like, only Americans say that. Because if you knew people in my family, you could like, I think the idea that like all immigrants are friends and like, we're going to help each other. My homeboy John was like, nah, dog. A lot of people are like, I got here. Good luck, bro. And that's like the kinship that we want to automatically assign to that is no different than if it's down to me and one other black guy for some role in some sitcom. If he gets it, I'll be like, well, that's my soul brother. I'll be like, man, F that dude. Like it's not this kinship just because we place them all in this one group. So I think that it's not as surprising to a lot of immigrants as it is to people that are kind of born here as citizens. All right, Tory, let's get into this because I thought it was going good till it wasn't. So let's talk about this.
Wait, did the Colts not win?
Okay, that's why we're discussing things. One of my favorite episodes of The Simpsons, and maybe I've said this before, but it's when Homer was trying to keep up with Ned Flanders, and obviously he's doing better than him financially, and Ned got a really nice RV, like a camper. And so Homer was like, well, I'm going to go get one. So he went down to the camper place, and the guy ran Homer's credit, and a siren went off on top of the computer. And Homer goes, is that a good siren? And the guy goes, have you ever known a siren to be good, Homer? It's just such a... There's a reason now. But I will say that doesn't really apply to the situation because you know me, I big you up because a lot of times I am really surprised at how well your picks are. But you kind of got to think going, and your picks, your pick for the Colts to win straight up was ballsy. I couldn't think of a better word.
Julie is saying that the 49ers made a statement. Oh no.
There's one thing that's bad. If like I ran for city council and you asked Julia, you were like, I didn't see the results. Did Al win or lose? His opponent made a statement. That's way worse.
That's like the worst way you could say that. Bang, bang, Niners gang. Okay.
Yes.
I'm not against the 49ers. I just thought Rivers had it in him as like a movie ending, a Kevin Costner type of thing.
And that's the vibey sports. And you know what I was going to say about your prediction, Boo, is the first quarter, I was like, is Tory about to get this? And then halfway through the second quarter, I was like, I think Tory might have this. And then it kind of started to fade because what you forget is like when you're 44, you know, you're not a pile of garbage. You can still do things. And he, like the first quarter, he still looked like young Phil. And then second quarter, he looked like a little older Phil. Fourth quarter, he looked like a dad throwing a football to his least beloved stepson. He was just like, his shoulder was gone. I mean, he was so tired. And he just doesn't have the arm strength anymore. But Tory, I'm going to say this straight up. He, first of all, made daddy some money last night. And he also
you didn't even bet what I vibed?
I bet that Phil would play really well.
Okay.
Yeah, and he did. Because Vegas was really low on him. So you were right in that situation. And honestly, I think Phil played really well. That was as good as you can do. But like you said, you were going for the vibe, the movie ending, and life isn't a movie. But for the first quarter and a half, it kind of was. So I really think you were on target. It's just he played a 49ers team. Oh, and do you want to hear the tea behind everything?
Yes.
This is why we say football, they told a really interesting story. So we've talked about Brock Purdy, the 49ers quarterback.
Yeah,
right?
He threw for 5 touchdowns.
Five touchdowns, yeah. And really 6. He completed 1, and it should have been a touchdown, and they didn't review it, but the guy was definitely in. It should have been 6 touchdowns. But remember, what do we remember about Brock Purdy that makes him special? He's Mr. It's not
irrelevant.
Yes, girl. Yes. Well done, Tor. And
irrelevant.
Yes. So he's Mr. Irrelevant, and that means he's the last pick in the draft. And he was like, "Nah, dog, I'm about to be super relevant." And so he was the 3rd string quarterback on the 49ers, but they're not thinking about this kid that they've never played. That was the last pick in the draft. So right before they put Brock Purdy in, when their first 2 starters got hurt and Brock Purdy was about to play his first game, the coach for the 49ers called Phil Rivers 3 years ago and was like, yo, if this rookie Brock Purdy kid sucks, which he probably does, start training because we're going to call you. But Brock Purdy was like, I'm super relevant. He balled. So they never called Phil to come play for the 49ers.
Wow.
So, and more tea, the last person to sack Phil Rivers when he played for the Chargers years ago is now the team president for the 49ers, a guy named John Lynch. So they went down there and like it was just this weird convergence of like time and sliding doors, but just the fact that Phil Rivers and Brock Purdy have this weird history of like being the guy that is about to get the call. And Phil didn't get it in San Francisco, and but he got it in Indianapolis. So strange. But I think Phil played great. I was really proud of him. And his kids were there, his grandkids, and it was like, are you trying to make me tear up? I thought it was really beautiful to like watch your dad play. I don't care what the score is. We already won.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's I'm really happy. I don't know if you can be named Brock and not be like Brock good at like football. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Brock Purdy's a great name. And I'm happy for them that the 49ers won. I did notice everyone's writing in the Jaguars beat the Broncos.
Yes. The Jaguars came into the city that you were currently living in. And Denver was like, we're on this winning. Denver had an 11-game home winning streak. Wow. And the Jaguars did that thing like in that movie Roadhouse when Patrick Swayze was just throwing guys over bars and stuff. Like they beat the Broncos really bad. And I think it just kind of sets the table because the interesting thing, and Stephen A. Smith got in a lot of trouble, I believe correctly, for trying to take Michelle Obama to task for saying, because Michelle Obama said in one of those like things where you're on stage and people are talking to you, that football is men's soap opera or drama. But it absolutely is, because now it's exciting. I mean, we haven't talked that much about the game. We've been talking about the storylines. You know,
well, the narrative, that's where you get us. The narrative
is like, oh, the guy that was picked last beat the guy that was picked first, because we can all empathize with feeling like we're the person that was picked last. You know,
I mean,
or
raise your hand.
you find.
That's true. Raise your hand right now, or whatever. Say something in the chat.
No. Keep directing them to do things that they absolutely cannot do.
They can.
Colleagues, drop to the floor and give me 20.
No.
And then come.
No, but like everyone's felt like Mr. Irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? Everyone in their life. And I'm like, now everyone's gonna. I mean, now I'm kind of a Brock Purdy fan.
He's I remember watching him play at Iowa State in Ames, and he's like a good player. And it's like, I think the higher that you go in any kind of profession, you realize that when you're not in that profession, people look and they don't understand how difficult it is. Like when I'll be like watching basketball and they'll be like, oh, that guy sucks. And I'm like, do you understand how good you have to be to just get a jump shot off, to just shoot it against an NBA player, to dribble one dribble and not have it taken away from you as an NBA player?
Oh my God, yeah, for sure.
But everybody just looks and it's like, this guy, he's the last pick in the draft. Do you know what an honor it would be?
I know.
To be for the world to say, of all the people in the world, you are one of the 253 best.
I know. By the way, people are raising their hands like crazy. They're putting emojis up. They're saying their hand raised. I just want to say thank you. Thank you for getting me. I'm reaching people, okay?
Tory, this is a random question. And I know we got to get to some stuff because Michael Dean's pulled a bunch of cool stuff. But I want to ask you, because I was listening to a podcast and they were saying the people are ready for a different kind of politician.
Well, yeah, you see that with
Mandani.
Yeah.
We're exhausted. I cannot, and I think maybe finally we're at the point where people stop looking at these corrupt monsters going, I was in West Virginia last week and I saw a coal miner and I wiped some dust off his face and said, I'm going to lower your. No, you didn't. Will we stop falling for this? Can we start getting new blood, new candidates in here? And I'm looking at Tory, America's girl. You've been up. You've been down. You can talk about grief. You have a background in politics. You are, you're a prison 6. And no, you're gorgeous. You're a beautiful woman. But you know what you have? You have that you have that best friend. You're very attractive, but I don't think you don't have like the other women would hate you automatically looks. You have that like, oh, I had a friend that looked like her. You look like everybody's best friend, but guys think you're hot. And so like you want to have this, black men love you. I'm telling you, dog, you got a nice little coalition. Colleagues, we got your back.
I do think that the new generation of whoever, Republican or Democrat, will be young and, as I've always said, part of the school shooting generation. And I hope that changes what we see in terms of gun control in this country, but I doubt it. Running is hard because your morals are put on the line every day. But thank you for saying that.
No, but it's like maybe we're in a new place where if you wouldn't have a campaign manager saying, Tory, you're going to have to downplay your Jewishness, which I think would happen 20 years ago. Here's what you say if somebody asks if you're Jewish.
Yeah, right.
You say, I'm waiting for reports back. You can't say that in 1990. You couldn't even say you're gay.
No, so don't ask, don't tell.
Yeah, and so like now,
oh my gosh, Jennifer donated $40. Sorry to interrupt.
Get out of here,
Jennifer. Thank you. First off, welcome. I believe she said this is her first live that she's caught.
Jennifer, what up?
She says she rewatches all of them. Thank you so much. That means a lot. That's
Maybe
very
maybe that's
kind.
the first 40 towards your election campaign. Okay,
You
so
know,
okay. Yeah, and then so like okay, so what would be the name? Because what Biden had what did he have? The All
no
Shucks tour?
malarkey.
No
What do you say?
malarkey.
No malarkey tour.
So what would your tour name be?
My tour name would be Tory Shulman. She's got chutzpah.
No, you know what it should be? You steal from me. You pay me a little bit of royalties on the back end. Tory Shulman, ask around. And then that, like, couldn't you see that on the side of your tour bus? Tory Shulman, ask around. And it just kind of gets people like, who is
That
that
is how
person?
Al picked up women, by the way. And he
Yes,
would
that's
walk by them and say that. So that's very cool. I do like that.
yeah. I'm just telling you, Tori, there's something, at first I was kind of joking, but I'm like, at some point you're like, what? At some point, Mamdani was just a dude. And then next thing you know, I think if you saw your political opponent, you'd be like, I got to debate this clown. I think you're better than everybody. Like you think you're telling me you couldn't debate like Andrew Cuomo? Was he a smart guy?
I'll tell you
he's
what.
got to let a corporate. Yeah. Okay. Wait, Tori, I want to get to this story because I want to see where your head is at. So we're gonna run a new stinger. Are you ready for it?
Oh, I love new stingers.
Here we go. That was from that Wild Wild Country documentary I taped off my TV. Oh,
that was excellent. That was really well done.
I can't. If you don't watch that, I can't help you. All right, Tori. There's some beef between some famous A-listers, and in a world where people get called A-list and they're not, these dudes are A-list. That would be one, Mr. Steven Spielberg, and one, Mr. Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck, and they got a pool grudge story. Michael Dean, I love this story. Let's get into it. A filmmaker claims Spielberg refused to work with Ben Affleck after an alleged pool incident involving Spielberg's son, and because Ben Affleck's career was in a rough spot after Gigli. If you were Spielberg, would you still hold a grudge? And to be honest, would you have hired Ben Affleck post Gigli when he was kind of down?
No, I thought it was with
Michael Dean jumping in.
Well, I just want to say real quick. So apparently, Spielberg and Affleck and Gwyneth Paltrow were with Spielberg's kids. The whole family was on vacation in Spain. This was when Affleck was dating Gwyneth Paltrow, who, by the way, is Spielberg's goddaughter.
Exactly. That's his godfather.
Yeah. So, anyways, apparently Spielberg's son was in the pool, got out. Ben came outside fully dressed, and the son pushed him in the pool. And Ben, this is what was said, flipped out, got out of the pool, and grabbed the kid and threw him in the pool and made him cry.
Now, this is when Ben was drinking, some anger issues, I'm sure, were coming out with Gigli. I mean, that was a truly terrible. But thank you, Michael Dean. That is.
I was wondering what the pool incident was.
Wow. And wow. Okay.
Okay. Do we have any idea how old the kid was, roughly?
Well, 10, when are your kid that pushes someone else in,
I mean, he was big enough to push a grown man into the pool, and that was drinking Ben. So he's a little portly.
Yeah, that's so I don't disagree with Spielberg on this one. I mean, I would not want. So just so you guys know, he said he'll never work with Ben Affleck because of that. So Shaquila says, if I were Spielberg, Ben would never have been a consideration for any roles. Mess with my kids, I'm not working with you, says Christina. Yeah, and to be honest, I think there was some rumors that he wasn't great to Gwyneth, because he was probably in all that stuff. And as a godfather, Steven Spielberg is Gwyneth's godfather. There's got to be just some residual
Well, okay. Here's
Mr. Irrelevant. Get out of here.
Yeah, I mean, yes, and Steven Spielberg has the power to decide who he wants to work with, whatever script he wants to make. He can do whatever he wants. I will say two things. One, let's not absolve your kid from being a little S about this. Okay.
I did think about that.
Because look, we can all sit here as colleagues on the show and in the chat and be like, Ben shouldn't have pushed him. So, look, man.
That's a good point.
I don't know about y'all, but I would never like to be. You know what that would be the equivalent? And me and Sar talk about this all the time. When there's a wedding and whatever dip S husband that this woman has selected decides to slam the cake in her face.
You always tell it's bad. You can always tell it's bad.
Yeah, and it's like, first of all, it's just a bad idea for a man to be moving his hand close to anybody's face, because it's not funny. People don't like to be hit in the face with things. It's funny. And so, like, getting pushed in the pool, I don't know what he had on him, but maybe you just didn't want to be pushed in the pool. And like getting out and then throwing him in the pool, I think is kind of like par for the course. I'm sure Ben didn't. Maybe he didn't put a lot of air underneath it.
Wait, let me ask you this though. I totally hear what you're saying. And someone said, Jag said, don't write a check your butt can't cash. I've always loved that expression.
So true.
But imagine you're at Steven Spielberg's house and you get angry enough, who's a respected icon within your world. And yeah, that's annoying that he pushed him in, but he was also a child. Like, he's a kid. We obviously know he's a kid. So I'd expect an adult.
You can't just
to
let
not
that fly,
then
Tory.
respond in that way.
No, I'm not going for the he's just a kid. He's a kid in Spain.
God.
He's a kid. Listen, he's a kid in Spain at his uncle Steven Spielberg's house.
Doesn't matter if you're rich.
You know who'd be at
you're
your
rich.
No. He knew that Ben Affleck was at his house. Would you ever push Ben Affleck in the pool, Tory? You'd be like, oh my God, Ben Affleck is at my pool at my apartment right now.
I don't think fame affects Spielberg's kids as much as it affects us. I think they've seen grown up amongst. I mean, Gwyneth Paltrow's his godchild. It's not like they don't know famous people. So Spielberg's son would have been.
You're telling me this kid didn't know that he could do that? That he just like felt a little bit above him, like, oh, who's this bum in my dad's pool? Like, you think Ben Affleck didn't feel that energy?
I'm sure he did, but I'm sure he did. But one is an adult. Now, the three children would have been 12, 16, or 19. So the oldest he could have been would have been 19.
Okay, then that's a man. Now we squaring up. Because there's so much energy behind that push, Tory. There's so much energy behind that push. You know what line I always quote from The Departed, when Leo DiCaprio gets in a fight in that gangster bar, and the head gangster goes, look, there's guys in this bar you can punch and there's guys you can't. Yeah. That's a guy you can't punch. You know who you can punch and you know who you can't punch.
Yeah,
and that kid a 12-year-old sure knew it. And so did Ben Affleck.
Oh
yes, he did. He wouldn't have done that to Tom Hanks.
Do I think that
Big
Tom
facts.
Hanks and Spielberg are
Do you think would he push Tom Hanks in the pool?
Never.
Look at me.
No,
exactly.
No.
And Ben Affleck knew that.
You got it. I mean, if you didn't push him back, Spielberg should have said he had his full clothes on. You reprimand your kid like that, I would assume. But
what happens if Ben really slammed this kid?
Yeah, like he's 12 or 16 or 19.
Yeah.
Look, man.
Spielberg has like 7 children, so there were 3 sons. So I'm guessing it was a younger one, the 12-year-old.
And now someone did say Affleck's also was like Batman. This is not in his prime, but he was a big man. At
that point, he had already been in what's the one with Bruce Willis? That American propaganda film that took place on the moon.
Oh, Armageddon.
Yes, and so he had some cachet. He just got done. Okay, let's all.
Gigli was bad. Gigli was.
Yeah, you're allowed to have a bomb.
It's terrible, but it was just iconically bad.
Yes, but it's art. And Tory, I'm not about to sit up here and lecture Judy's daughter about art, because you know that good and bad art comes from the same birth. So I will say this. I think from Ben's perspective, and I am not an Affleck fan, even though I think Gone Girl was good.
Argo won Best Picture. I think he's a great director.
Yeah, I think he's great. And
How about Dem Apples? Although that was Damon. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you just quoted a movie where he was maybe the 11th male lead in, but that's okay.
He wrote that movie. That's Good Will Hunting.
He wrote Good Will Hunting?
Yes, with Matt Damon. The two of them won the Oscar for Best Screenwriting. Remember them, really? Young and Holding? Yes.
I didn't know they wrote that.
Yes.
That's impressive. Okay, so that's even more logs on my fire. That's the name of my Christmas album I have coming out, called Shorten the Logs. And And but okay, so you have all the accomplishments we just listed, right, Tory?
Yes.
And now, like any artist, Prince went through a dip. There's always going to be a lull before you come back. You're in the depths of it. You're drinking too much. Your hot girlfriend just left you. You just made one of the biggest bombs of all time. And now a 12-year-old is like, get in the pool, fat man. And him shoving you in that pool is the apex of all your self-loathing, all
this
your.
gives you an excuse to hurl a child into the pool?
I didn't say unprovoked, but dude,
No.
you keep poking that bull.
No, you're an
I don't know if
adult.
that's a saying.
You're an adult. You can't. You're not gonna push.
What is the chat saying? Are they
They're all agreeing with me, right, Tory? Tory is right. Can we push Al into the pool?
Okay, I'm telling you, you guys have to like understand. First of all, being pushed in the pool.
You have a thing with it. You have a thing with it. I get it.
We all do. It's not funny. It kind of hurts, and it's just like okay. Take Tom Hanks out of the equation.
He's not in the equation.
We are everybody that has ever worked for DBL is at your pool, right? Everybody. Think about everybody we know. Is anybody pushing Bert in the pool?
No.
No. Is anybody pushing Erica in the pool?
No.
No. Is anybody pushing Sam in the pool?
No.
No. But if you got pushed in the pool, you know that there's people that I wouldn't push you in the pool.
You think people would push me in the pool?
I think if somebody got pushed in the pool, of all the people that we know, of all the hosts, it would probably be you. But that's just because they've seen me swim, and there might be an attempted manslaughter. But for as much as like we joke around, first of all, I would never put my hands on you. I have a real problem with that. I don't like that. And also, if I push you in the pool and it goes badly, I feel like you would have when you got out of that pool, no matter who pushed you, how would you feel?
If I was at a swimming pool party, and
what if a low-level producer pushed you?
Ooh.
And why do you hesitate? Because you know that means something. Because that
but I wouldn't then turn around.
What would you say?
I would not put. Oh my God, Carol!
Oh my God! $100!
Oh my God! That's so nice, Carol. Thank you, honey. That is so kind. Oh my God, thank you. That's really kind of you. Thank you.
I'm in shock.
I'm in shock too. That's really nice. She said, "Happy holidays, Al, Tory, Sar, and MD." She included everybody. That's really kind.
And we're just family. So yeah, absolutely.
But I wouldn't go push that producer into.
Yeah.
Would I? No.
Think about Tory. You've had 3-4 drinks, and you're like, did this dude that's been working here 6 weeks? And how okay, we're not going to beat it to death, but I'm just saying it's bigger than the pool. Okay, yeah. That's my only argument. All right, we're going to go a little bit over a little bit. Tory, let's talk about. How do we not have a sports one? I mean, I guess. Okay, let's just talk about Jake Paul really quickly.
Okay.
Jake Paul fought Anthony Joshua, world heavyweight champion of the world. He got his jaw broken and was knocked out in the 6th round. And I'll just read the headline. It says ex-UFC champ is questioning whether the Jake Paul fight was legit, suggesting it looked like Joshua. Yes, it looked like Joshua was playing with his food. That means just keeping him upright long enough until the 6th round KO. Do you think this was set up to last longer for the show?
Probably, but I don't care because that guy got his jaw broken into places. That was one of the hardest punches I've ever seen. His mouth, like, it was insane. So did you see his? It was bad. Did you see the response on the image that he posted?
No.
He posted a picture of a private jet, him covered in money. The ground, the floor, the seats, everything covered in $100 bills. And then there's guns everywhere. Here's the picture. he's got a gun and he's got Hermes blankets on each thing, and then just like a rifle, like a like some kind of automatic sitting there. And this was in response after he got his jaw broken and beat down. I was like,
I mean,
what a strange response.
And it's very strange, but I guarantee you he's getting a lot of ha-has on Instagram and TikTok, whatever platform he's big on. But I would say this, there's a lot of people that have made a lot more money doing a lot less dangerous things. Anthony Joshua is he hits as hard as anybody on the planet.
I mean,
Earth.
Yeah.
And that's not hyperbole. He's a heavyweight. He's been a heavyweight champion. That means that the biggest guys on the planet, you have fought them all, and for the most part, you have beaten them. I don't think people understand what it feels like to take a real punch from a person that throws punches for a living.
So let me ask you something.
That's a real punch. So I kind of respect it.
I agree with you because I completely agree with you. And Logan Paul, is this who we're talking, or is it Jake Paul?
That's Jake Paul, his brother.
That's Jake Paul. Okay.
Logan's his younger brother.
He turned out to be not a terrible boxer. He takes it very seriously, like it's
does.
boxing. But
absolutely,
do you think that he thought he would get hit like that, or do you think he thought Anthony, whatever, Joshua?
Yes,
would pull punches? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, was he shocked by that punch?
Like kind of the way they throw punches when they're filming Creed.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you think so?
I don't think so. I do think that in sports there are games that are rigged because the UFC is so in bed with this administration. The story was caught and killed, but about a month and a half ago, a UFC fight was investigated by the FBI because a fighter clearly took a dive. And and what they said is with the UFC, because your career is so short, what they do is they don't go after the really good guys. They go after the people that are kind of like gym sparring partner guys that might get a call to fight if somebody drops out sick or something. And so they'll find these guys and be like, hey, your career is going to be over in 2 years. Do you want 170 grand or not?
Mm-hmm.
To leave your chin exposed. So I do think if there was going to be some chicanery, it would be very hard to do it on a fight. This wouldn't be the fight to go after.
Okay.
You go after a fight where the fights that are on when you're still making the nachos before the fight, they go after those guys.
How much did he make? I want to know how much. Michael Dean
knows. Yeah.
Do you know, Al?
Oh, I thought I saw 90 million, but I might be making that up. That's very alleged, but it's
$92 million.
Okay.
I would break my jaw in 4 places.
Yeah. So I'm like, and honestly, forget the money tour. How many people can say that they saw an incredible challenge, beating the heavyweight champion, and they went out there and tried their best? And
right.
I mean, he fought, he got beat up, he could have laid down. I'd have just been thinking about that 92 million. I'd be like, he only has to hit me. I'd be like going over with my lawyer while I got my gloves on. How many times am I allowed for him to hit me for the cash to check?
That's
so
like people have died doing it. Yeah. So
absolutely, boxers die probably once a year from sustained brain injury. So it's a very risky sport. Yeah. And I'm not a fan of Jake Paul. I know nothing about his work. I don't know where he lives. I don't know where he's from. I don't care. Good luck. Godspeed. But Tory, look at those numbers. People watched it. People were happy. It gave some people something to talk about. So how can we be mad at that? And you know what else I'm not mad about? Because it's time for that. Tory.
Is this my
fun fact time? Yes.
This one's weird, okay? If you eat a polar bear's liver, you will die because humans can't take in that much vitamin A.
Can we fact check the fact of the day? I mean, where are they getting all the vitamin A from? What do polar bears eat? They're very vicious because they're hungry all the time. So I'm assuming, what are they eating?
Very vicious because they're hungry all the time.
Well, there's no food up there, so they gotta
there's no ice. Where are they supposed to go?
That's why, when they see anything that's alive, they're like, "Well, you're about to die." Yeah.
So, apparently you would. Are people leaving on my good my good fact. I feel like people are leaving on this good fact.
It's called
So,
making
yeah,
a statement, not leaving.
unfortunately,
You
if
vote
you
with
do
your
eat
presence.
yeah, they're just leaving. They're walking out. I'm saying if you're who's eating a polar bear, if
All right, you
you're
got to put
in
another one up because people
okay,
are angry, as they
okay.
should be.
I
Way to
don't
stand up for yourselves, colleagues. Tory's vitamin A fact.
Okay, here we go. The Caesar salad, because people might be stuck in the snow, guys. People are asking, why would you eat a polar bear's liver? Maybe you are like in the Revenant and it's cold and you're in the Arctic and there's a bear down and you
I
want to
just think that you're
respect
doing
bear.
word association at this point. Find a fact for the love of God.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay. The Caesar salad was invented in Mexico.
Named after Caesar Milan.
No. Is that not good?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay. How about this? The oldest goldfish, how long do you think it learned to live? How long do you think it lived for? Yeah, I know about that one. I know I already did it. I know.
14 years.
43 years old.
Wow. Yeah, they usually don't make it home from the pet store in that plastic bag. So yeah, shout out to the oldest living goldfish. All right, that's a good one. And with that said, Tory, I'm headed to Key West tomorrow. I don't know. Are we able to do a show tomorrow?
I'm headed to I'll be there. I'll be in Florida at 4. I land at 4.
We landed like 11. What time is that here? All right, we'll keep you posted as soon as yes, please hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed, please.
Yeah, we will try and do shows for sure.
Absolutely. I'm taking all my stuff. So we'll do shows.
Yeah, people, don't worry. Yeah,
yes,
don't worry.
We're on this. Yes,
Yeah.
live shows are the best. And I
You'll
need
get
to talk
more
to my
fun
daughter.
facts with Tory.
It's just an hour. Good news, we're doing shows. Bad news, it's just Tory yelling fun facts at you that you have to then go back and later corroborate. life isn't a walk in the park, colleagues.
The 43-year-old goldfish is true. Happy holidays, you guys. We will see you before then, but happy holidays. Be safe, everybody. It's a busy day. Keep your head, be kind, be gentle, be patient, and then apply that to yourself because it's going to be find the calm in the chaos. Oh my God, W. Booker just gave us $19.99.
Oh, thank you. And is that after your amalgamation of positive affirmations? Keep your head to the sky and prizes are on the line. Believe in yourself. Something about the tortoise and the hare.
Oh, there's no I in team. There's no I in team.
Tory, I'm so thankful for you, the colleagues, Sar, Michael Dean. We're so glad that you're back. You are a part of us, and it's clear when you're not here.
Yeah, it is. We're so glad you guys are here.
Yes. So on behalf of myself, Tory, Michael Dean, and Sar, colleagues, we love you. If not tomorrow, then the next day we'll be on. But you know us, you can't get rid of us. Have a good holiday.